Hi guys, it's Justine here from I Should Read That, and I am kind of excited about today's book review. I don't know if you can tell. So today I'm going to be talking about Marie Lu's Batman Nightwalker. So I received this book from the publisher in exchange for an honest review that doesn't influence my opinion whatsoever. I just wanted to get that out of the way really quickly, and thank you so much for sending me a copy of this book. So I have been a lifelong Batman fan. I don't know if you can tell, we do in fact have a Batman onesie in our flat. And so I was really excited to hear that there was going to be a Batman novel within the DC Icons series. Of course there was going to be. Like, you can't not have Batman in a series of the icons of the DC universe. But I was so thrilled, and I was really happy to see that Marie Lu was going to be the one to write it, because I read Warcross in 2017 and I absolutely loved it. I really loved it. It was the first book of hers that I read, so I was very excited for this one. So Nightwalker follows a young Bruce Wayne. He has just turned 18 and he has come into the Wayne family fortune, and he wants to continue in his parents' footsteps of being the powerful philanthropists in Gotham City, trying to use their money for the greater good. So on the night of his 18th birthday, he is at a gala, but he ends up leaving a little bit early for reasons, and he stumbles upon a criminal who's getting away from a crime scene, and he does his what will soon become Batman thing, and he chases down the criminal in a super awesome car, ends up catching him, but really interferes with the police situation and kind of screws up. So because of this, he is sentenced to community service within Arkham Asylum. So within Arkham, he meets this girl named Madeline, who's one of the prisoners, and she's this incredibly dangerous criminal, but no one really knows anything about her. No one can really get her to talk, except, of course, for young Bruce Wayne. There were a few things that I was looking for in this book. As a Batman fan, as we've already well established, I wanted to see, first of all, young Bruce Wayne sort of as the man who he would one day become. So not necessarily full-on super awesome detective going around kicking people's butt at night, but I wanted to see an interest in solving crimes and an interest in justice, and you very much get that in this book. Bruce Wayne spends a lot of his time kind of following police scanners, and he becomes really interested in sort of the criminal life and the criminal underside of Gotham City, and that is just so perfect for who he becomes. You really see how he's going to grow into this iconic character. Another thing that I really wanted to see was sort of the character of Gotham and the people around him really fitting into the Batman mythology. So you have, of course, characters like Alfred, who was perfect. I absolutely loved him. You also get Harvey Dent, who is one of Bruce Wayne's best friends in high school, and Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne in Batman have always had some sort of relationship, whether they're friends, they absolutely hate each other, or they just have a working relationship. I also wanted a villain who was believable within the Batman universe, and that doesn't mean a complete psychopath like, say, the Joker. Not every Batman villain is one of these crazy characters. You also have the Mafia, for example, and the Nightwalkers really felt like that. It didn't feel like she was trying to create some, crazy new character for him to go up against, which wouldn't have been realistic for him not even being trained. I really like the Nightwalkers as this sort of criminal organization that was going after the city's elite, because while the wealthy in Gotham are insanely wealthy, the poor in Gotham are insanely poor. There's this huge divide, and the Nightwalkers are really interested in closing that gap through lots of nefarious means. So I have to say, the thing that I really liked about this was that it didn't do the thing that, say, Gotham, the TV show, does. Gotham is a little bit of a sore point for me. I really hate that show. The main reason being that, say, Jim Gordon is going through the police station, they go to the forensics guy, and the forensics guy is giving them the answer to whatever question they have in a riddle, and they're like, "Hey, Edward Nigma, stop speaking in riddles." You're like, "It's the fucking Riddler. We're aware, please move on." This like nudge and wink thing that they try to do, but it's so heavy-handed, drove me absolutely insane. And she does not do that in this book. There are, of course, some hints as to who people will become. Harvey Dent has a coin that he kind of flips over his fingers in one part of the book, and we're like, aha, that's an allusion to him becoming Two-Face later on. Spoiler alert. But it's not heavy-handed. She doesn't do the thing that shows like Gotham do, where they just beat you over the head with this. And I really really appreciated that. What I will say about Nightwalker is it's not a perfect book. I found that it was very slow in the beginning. The first half kind of went at a snail's pace for me. I thought that I would blow through this book so fast, but it was really slow to set up. There's obviously a lot of kind of complicated relationships and whatnot that you need to set up. But the payoff was really huge. The last quarter of the book, maybe, it was just an absolute roller coaster. I tore through it so fast. However, the first part was a little bit of a struggle, so if you find you're struggling with that, keep going, because it really is well worth it in the end. And the other thing that I will say is that I feel that because maybe Batman is such an incredibly well-known character, and because Bruce Wayne is such, you know, an iconic figure, this Bruce Wayne, there wasn't much to say about him that we wouldn't already know, and he felt a little bit flat. He was almost like a cardboard cutout, and like, I got him, I got his motivations and all of that, because I know who Batman is, and I know who Bruce Wayne is. But in this, he was a little bit, there could have been a little bit more to him. So the one thing that I haven't really touched on here is the character of Madeline. So Madeline is really, really central to the plot. Anything that I say about her is going to be really spoilery. However, I was a little disappointed with the way her character arc ended. She kind of went like this for me. She was okay, 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 start to get cool, really, really, really cool, oh my god, she's so cool, and then at the end she just sort of fell off. I was a little bit disappointed with the way that her character was handled. I feel like it was a very typical YA thing to do. I'm not going to say much more, but if you want to know, or you've read this and you want to talk about that, then just DM me on Twitter. Don't say anything in the comments here, because spoilers for everyone. We don't want that. So overall, I liked this book, but it did take me a while to really get into it. So I ended up giving it a 3.75 out of 5 stars, and I realize that's super specific, but it didn't feel like a 3.5. It was better than a 3.5, but it wasn't quite a 4. It was almost there. So overall, I really enjoyed this book, but I feel like there's a little bit more that she could have done. So if you enjoyed this book, if you enjoyed Wonder Woman, the next book in the series is coming out later this year. I'm not sure when. I think maybe March or May here in the UK. But that's going to be Catwoman Soul Stealer, and that will be by Sarah J. Maas. So I know that a lot of people are going to be really excited about that. The 4th book in the series will be Superman. That will be by Matt de la Pena. So keep an eye out for those books coming up in the future. So if you are a big Batman fan, if you've read this book and you liked it, didn't like it, if you had some of the same complaints, if you really liked some of the things that I enjoyed, then definitely let me know. I would really, really love to talk about this book. If you want to talk about anything spoilery, like I said, DM me on Twitter. Don't write anything in the comments down here, because this book is fairly new. It just came out on the 4th here in the UK. So that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to have a lot more where that came from, so definitely subscribe if you would like, and I will see you next time. Not in a Batman onesie, most likely.